There are moments in life where the whisper of God breaks through the noise of uncertainty, and we're left standing in awe, wondering, waiting, and watching. This is one of those moments. As I was in prayer, I heard the Lord say something so clear, so divine, so loaded with prophetic certainty. It stirred my spirit to speak boldly and call you into divine alignment. God said, and what He said carries weight for your future, for your household, and for the seasons you're about to walk into. Before July 10, there is a supernatural release set in motion. These are not ordinary days. These are days of divine reckoning, of acceleration, of restoration, and of fulfilled promises. The realm of the Spirit is heavy with movement, and God has already dispatched what concerns you. You will not step into the second half of 2020 the same way you began it. There is a shift coming, and you must be positioned not only to receive, but to believe. There are moments in life when it feels like the story has already been written, when the circumstances seem irreversible and the final chapter appears to be one of defeat. But God is the author and the finisher, and He does not write tragic endings for those who walk in covenant with Him. What you thought was permanent is about to be reversed by the hand of God. Divine reversals are not poetic wishful thinking. They are prophetic manifestations of heaven's agenda. The enemy may have written a narrative of limitation, of lack, of shame, or of delay, but God is about to flip the script. What was meant to break you is going to bless you. What looked like a loss is going to be leveraged for your promotion. What felt like rejection is actually redirection. And it will be proven when you see how God vindicates you in public for the tears you cry in private. This is not the season to mourn over what didn't work out, because the reversal is coming in a way that only God could orchestrate. The people who counted you out are going to witness your comeback. The doors that closed will be reopened by hands you didn't even know were holding the keys. The court cases, the family situations, the strained relationships, the missed opportunities, the sudden betrayals, nothing is beyond the reach of divine reversal. God is shifting the direction of your life in response to the prayers you thought He ignored. He was not ignoring you. He was preparing a table before you in the presence of what tried to oppress you. Heaven has already begun the process. You may not see it yet, but the evidence is forming. Angels are being assigned to rearrange the broken places. Divine reversals often come disguised in ordinary transitions, but don't mistake the simplicity for insignificance. God uses simple moments to create supernatural outcomes. The enemy tried to steal your joy, your peace, your clarity. But God is returning it sevenfold. You are about to experience a boomerang of grace, where every weapon formed against you is returned to sender, and every delay is repurposed for divine timing. He is turning mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, and despair into purpose. The places in your life that have looked like barrenness are about to be the most fruitful. Divine reversals don't just change situations, they change you. They shift your mindset, realign your identity, and reaffirm your authority in Christ. Where you once walked in fear, you will now walk in boldness. Where you once bowed your head in shame, you will lift your head in confidence. It's not just about the external change. It's the internal awakening that comes with it. God is using this moment to remind you that He is still God over time, over mistakes, over impossibilities. He's not bound by natural laws or human opinion. When He speaks, everything must align with His word. And He has spoken over you. Reversal is not coming, it has already begun. God is rewriting what was written without consulting the past version of you. What disqualified you yesterday cannot disqualify the you who is standing in divine authority today. The chains are being broken. The verdicts are being overturned. The timelines are being rewritten. What should have taken years is going to happen suddenly. Not because you're perfect, but because grace is moving in your direction. There are prayers you've prayed that no one knows about. Prayers whispered in the dark, in moments of solitude, in tears that fell silently on your pillow when you didn't have the strength to speak aloud. You carried the weight of them in your heart, hoping God heard, but uncertain when or how he would respond. These were not loud prayers. These were private longings, quiet pleadings from a soul that dared to believe even when nothing around you confirmed it. And yet, heaven recorded every single one. Not a sigh was missed. Not a tear went unnoticed. God has not only heard them, he is answering them in a way that will make others see the glory of God through your life. We serve a God who delights in doing things publicly after they have been petitioned privately. He honors the prayers that were prayed without an audience. He rewards the faith that endured in silence. The hidden prayers are about to manifest into visible miracles. The things you thought were forgotten by God are about to become your loudest testimonies. You thought he was silent, but he was orchestrating. You thought there was a delay, but it was divine strategy. He was setting the stage so that when the answer comes, it will not just bless you, it will point everyone around you back to him. There are situations in your life that have lingered. You've prayed and fasted. You've asked and waited. And it felt like nothing was shifting. But what if I told you the ground was moving even when you couldn't see it? That God was answering behind the scenes, building things, arranging people, softening hearts, preparing systems to align with your request. That spouse you prayed for, that healing you believed for, that breakthrough you wrote in your journal and left in the hands of God, every one of those prayers is about to be answered in a way that cannot be hidden. What God is about to do in your life will be so visible, so evident, that even those who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge the hand of the Lord. This is the season where God brings your private petitions into public manifestation, not to make you famous, but to make his faithfulness known. He wants the world to see that trusting him in silence is never in vain. He wants your story to be a signpost for someone else who is still in the waiting room of unanswered prayers. What you're about to walk into is going to confirm to others that God still answers, that he is not deaf to your cries, that he is still the same yesterday, today, and forever. You are about to become the evidence someone else needs to keep believing. You didn't pray those prayers for attention. You prayed them out of desperation, out of hunger, out of a desire to see God's will in your life. That's why he's honoring them. The motives of your heart were pure. You wanted to glorify him, not yourself. And now he is responding. You may not know the day or the hour, but the answer is coming in a way that will shift your entire atmosphere. People who had no idea what you were carrying are going to see the manifestation and marvel at what God has done. The things you whispered in pain are going to become the testimonies you shout in praise. You will walk into rooms where people will be drawn to the favor on your life, not knowing it was birthed in lonely prayer closets and silent sacrifices. Your hidden faithfulness is about to be rewarded openly. Your unseen obedience is about to produce visible fruit. Your secret tears are about to water a harvest you never imagined. God is making sure that nothing you prayed in faith will return void. You are stepping into a season of answers, not undeniable ones, but undeniable ones. Not quiet ones, but visible ones. Not delayed ones, but sudden ones. And when they come, they will be more than you asked, greater than you expected, and so specific that you will know only God could have orchestrated them. There are seasons in life where God will shift your circle, not out of rejection, but because of elevation. The people assigned to your past may not be qualified to walk with you into your purpose. You've tried to carry everyone with you, but destiny has a gate. It only allows those who have been divinely positioned by God to walk through with you. What is about to happen in your life requires new connections. And this will not be ordinary relationship. These are kingdom connections. Divinely orchestrated alignments that unlock doors, release favor, and accelerate your purpose in ways you never imagined. You've been faithful in isolation, obedient in the quiet, and now God is connecting you to people who carry the next piece of your assignment. This is the season where God is raising up divine partnerships. People who don't compete with your calling, but complement it. They don't just see you, they see what God has placed in you. These are not casual acquaintances. These are covenant relationships. Destiny helpers. Midwives of vision. They are not intimidated by your oil. They are drawn to it because they carry an anointing that agrees with yours. And when that kind of agreement happens, momentum is released. Suddenly, what you were trying to build alone becomes accelerated because God joins your obedience with someone else's assignment. Some of the delays you faced were not because you weren't ready, but because the right person hadn't been released yet. God will never send a connection before the maturity to steward it. You are being positioned for relationships that won't drain you, but pour into you. Connections that won't confuse you, but clarify your next step. And many of these divine connections will come in unexpected ways. Don't be surprised when someone you barely know becomes the one who ushers you into a new season. Don't underestimate who God chooses to use. The people he is bringing may not look like what you expect, but they carry what you need. God is about to introduce you to voices that have influence in the rooms where your name has already been mentioned. The doors you've been praying for are connected to someone else's obedience. And God is moving on both sides. You won't have to manipulate your way in. You won't have to force opportunities. The divine connections coming into your life will recognize the hand of God on you, and they will want to help, to support, to partner, not for their own gain, but because they are under instruction. This is not networking. This is kingdom alignment. You've been trying to build with people who only see the natural, but the ones coming will see you by the Spirit. You are not entering this new season alone. God is sending those who will fight with you, pray for you, and stand beside you. Their arrival will confirm what God has already spoken over you. They will not take the credit. They will give God glory. And together you will build what could not be built before. There is synergy in the Spirit. When two or more are aligned under God's instruction, the acceleration is undeniable. What took years before will take months. What was stagnant will gain traction. And what was delayed will become divinely expedited. You have outgrown the relationships that were tied to your survival. Now God is bringing those connected to your assignment. These connections won't require performance. You won't have to shrink to make them comfortable. You won't have to explain what God is doing in you. They will already discern it, and they will cover you, not expose you. Support you, not sabotage you. Their presence will be a sign that God is serious about your next, that he's not just calling you to something greater, he's also surrounding you with the right people to carry it with you. Everything that has felt slow is about to move fast, not because of luck, but because kingdom connection carries kingdom momentum. The right people are about to locate you. The ones assigned to unlock favor, release strategy, and activate the next dimension of your calling. You don't need everyone. You need the right ones. And they're already on the way. There is a prophetic urgency in the atmosphere. A sense that something is about to break open in the area of provision. For too long, you've been walking faithfully while managing lack behind the scenes. You've given while stretching your last, sold when your hands felt empty, obeyed when logic said, hold back. You've watched others flourish and wondered when it would be your time. But the Spirit of the Lord is declaring that the financial floodgates are about to open over your life. Not just drops, not just trickles, a flood, a release so mighty that it will erase years of scarcity in moments. This is not about greed. This is about divine provision for divine purpose. What God is about to place in your hands is not for show, but for assignment. The heavens have recorded your sacrifice. Every seed, every offering, every financial decision you made in obedience and in faith is now returning with interest. God is not mocked. What you've sown in tears, you are about to reap in overflow. You didn't withhold from him when things were tight, and now he's about to prove that he is still Jehovah Jireh. He is still the God who supplies all your needs according to his riches in glory. The resources that were once blocked are now being loosed. The favor that was once withheld is now being released. The delay is over, not because of effort, but because of obedience. There are doors that money could not open, but favor will, and then money will follow. The Spirit of God is connecting you to streams you didn't even know existed, multiple streams, unexpected sources, surprising channels. People are about to bless you without fully knowing why. Systems are about to shift in your favor. Policies are being rewritten with your name in mind. There are emails, approvals, deposits, and supernatural checks that have been held up, but no more. The divine release is in motion. The dam has broken in the spirit, and the flow is about to hit your natural world. You won't have to chase opportunities, they will find you. You won't have to beg for open doors, they will be opened before you arrive. What is about to be released is tied to your ability to steward it well. God is not releasing wealth just for your comfort, but for kingdom impact. You will be a distributor, a solution carrier, a financier of kingdom vision. This is bigger than bills and budgets. This is divine empowerment. You will feed others, build for others, give when others are grasping, and people will come to you, not just because of what you have, but because of how you give it. The Lord has seen your faithfulness in little, and now he is trusting you with much. This is the fulfillment of prophetic seed sown in seasons of drought. This is the reward of faith. When fear told you to hold back, you chose to believe, and now you're stepping into the manifestation. The financial floodgates are not just about money, they are about movement. Movement into a new level of authority. Movement into new territory. Movement into partnerships that require provision to manifest the vision. You're not just being blessed for survival. You're being blessed to lead, to influence, to create systems of sustainability for others. Where there is once lack, there will be surplus. Where there was once scraping, there will be storehouses. You won't just pay your needs, you'll cancel debts for others. You won't just break even, you'll build legacy. You won't just get by, you walk in divine abundance. This is the shift from manna to multiplication. You're leaving the wilderness behind and stepping into your promised land. The coins are turning into currency, the currency into capital, and the capital into kingdom advancement. Every financial drought is being canceled by a divine flood that is on its way. There is something sacred about how God speaks in the quiet hours of the night. When your body is resting, but your spirit is awake, the veil between the natural and the supernatural becomes thin, and the voice of God flows freely through dreams. Throughout Scripture, God used dreams to shift destinies, to release warnings, to reveal instructions, and to uncover hidden truth. And what he did then, he is doing again. You are on the edge of a divine strategy, and God is about to deposit the blueprint in your sleep. A prophetic dream is coming, not born from your thoughts, but sent from the throne room of heaven. It will not be random, confusing, or forgettable. It will be distinct, vivid, and undeniably divine. It will carry the clarity you've been fasting for, the answers you've been weeping for, and the direction you've been craving in this season of uncertainty. There are moves you've been afraid to make because you didn't want to step ahead of God. You've paused, prayed, waited, and watched for a sign. And in his mercy, God is about to bypass the noise of your day and visit you at night. What he is about to show you is not just for comfort, it is for commissioning. The dream will contain keys, clues, names, places, symbols. You will wake up with more than emotion. You will wake up with instruction. There will be no guessing or doubting. The presence of God will be heavy on your spirit, and the wisdom of the dream will stir your faith to act with boldness. Some of the confusion you've been battling is because you're trying to discern your next move using natural understanding, but the next season of your life requires supernatural revelation. You're about to step into something you've never done before, which is why God is choosing a method that you've perhaps overlooked. He is bypassing distractions. He is bypassing noise. He is bypassing outside opinions. This dream will not be influenced by your fears or your overthinking. It will be a pure deposit from the Spirit of God directly into your soul. This dream will carry peace, even if it also carries urgency. It will answer what no mentor could answer. It will bring closure where conversations failed. It will realign your focus and shift your emotions. Some of what you are carrying internally is the weight of indecision. But one night in the presence of God can solve what months of planning could not. You've asked God to show you if you should go, stay, launch, move, release, start, or surrender. And his answer is coming wrapped in a dream that will leave no doubt. It won't just tell you what to do, it will tell you when and how to do it. Do not dismiss what may seem symbolic. God speaks in layers. He uses metaphor. He uses imagery. He uses faces you recognize and places you've never been to illustrate spiritual realities. Write the dream down. Pray over it. Seek his word for confirmation. The dream is the beginning, not the end of the conversation. God is opening up a divine dialogue in your sleep, because he knows your heart is ready to receive. And he wants to make sure nothing interferes with the delivery of his message. This is not the time to be spiritually passive. Set your atmosphere before you sleep, play, worship, clean the noise out of your mind, silence the distractions. Tell your spirit to be alert. The prophetic realm is active. And God is looking for those who will not miss the message because of busyness. The dream will feel like more than a dream. You may wake up weeping. You may wake up shaking. You may wake up with a new vision etched into your memory so deeply that it changes the course of your day. That is how you will know it was from Him. He is giving you instruction for what's next. Not just for your benefit, but because your next move affects more than just you. Your obedience will open doors for others. Your clarity will break chains for your family. Your next step is not just directional, it is generational. And God is making sure you don't miss it. You've endured seasons where it felt like everything was fighting against your progress. Every time you try to move forward, something pulled you back. Every open door seemed to close too quickly. Opportunities slipped through your fingers. Time felt wasted. People you trusted became the very ones who blocked your path. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't lack of faith. It was resistance. Spiritual resistance that you couldn't always see, but you could feel. There were moments when you questioned yourself, questioned your calling, even questioned God. But you kept going, even when it was slow, even when you were tired, even when you felt invisible. And now, God is about to turn the very thing that delayed you into the story that delivers others. The delay wasn't denial, it was preparation for a testimony that carries weight and glory. What tried to hold you back will soon be the reason others are pushed forward. That sickness, that betrayal, that financial hardship, that wilderness season, it will all make sense when you see how God uses it to reveal His power through your life. You thought the delay was working against you, but it was working something in you. Endurance, discernment, humility, wisdom, authority. These are the things that can't be rushed. These are the foundations for a lasting legacy. If God had released you too early, you would have carried favor without foundation. But now, because of what you endured, you are rooted in truth and forged in fire. Your faith didn't weaken, it was purified. The people who saw you struggle will see you rise, not in arrogance, but in evidence. Your testimony will not be one of ease, but of victory. When you speak, chains will break, not because you studied hardship, but because you survived it. Every delay added to the power of your voice. Every setback deepened your oil. Every pause in your journey became an altar where you learned to trust God when nothing made sense. And now, He's going to use that trust as a key to unlock other people's freedom. What tried to delay you was never greater than what God placed in you. That's why you didn't break. That's why you didn't quit. That's why you're still standing. This is the moment where God begins to make the enemy regret ever touching you. What the enemy meant for evil, God is flipping for your good. You were delayed, but you are not behind. You were slowed down, but you are not disqualified. There is an acceleration coming that will redeem lost time. You are not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. And what took others years will happen swiftly for you because you endured the weight of delay without abandoning the process. You trusted God in silence. You obeyed when it hurt. You kept building when no one clapped. And now your harvest will be undeniable. You are not stepping into this new season empty-handed. You're coming with scars that shine like metals, wounds that healed into wisdom, lessons that became language for the next generation. The delay didn't rob you, it equipped you. Your steps are now ordered with precision. Your vision is now clearer. Your posture is now bolder. And as you walk forward, you'll begin to realize that everything that tried to hold you back actually prepared you to run. The very thing that made you question your future is about to become the platform God uses to reveal it. People will ask how you got here. They'll ask how you bounce back, how you remain faithful, how you still have joy, how you kept your peace. And your answer won't be rehearsed. It'll flow like oil. Because you've lived through what others are only just beginning to face. You're not just coming out with a story. You're coming out with strategy. You're coming out with supernatural clarity. You're coming out with power and perspective. And every delay will make sense the moment God uses your life to unlock someone else's breakthrough. What tried to delay you will be the reason you're unstoppable in this next season.